Hey, it's Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You, where we make sales simple through personal and professional development. One of the biggest things I run into is picking a title. So I hope the catchphrase, I make sales simple, I hope that clicks pretty quick. But if you want to look at my actual title, it's sales enablement. However, you will rarely hear me use it because there's a small segment of people that understand what it actually is. So I spend more time explaining what it is than having a conversation about what you need, right? I spend more talking than listening, and it's backwards. So, definition. Sales enablement is the overlap of strategy and operations. It's how do we take what needs to be accomplished and figure out how to accomplish it, right? It's a combination of two. So there's some strategies, some operations in there. Sales trainings will fall under this. Strategy and planning falls into this. Implementation falls under that. Uh, any sales admin falls under that, right? Things like updating the CRM, making sure people have logins, all this. It all falls under sales enablement. So I look at sales enablement as this: as how do we help our team have the knowledge, tools, and training to meet their goals faster and easier. How do we give our team the tools, knowledge, and training to meet their goals faster and easier and consistently? I don't want to have some months we hit and some months we don't know why. That's what sales enablement. That's what I do. So when people are like, well, are you a sales trainer? That's part of what I do. There's a lot of amazing sales trainers out there. And training is going to happen as part two, maybe even part three of what I do. First of all, what do we need to train them on? And then that's number two. The first part is, where do you want to go? So we figure out where you want to go. Then we talk about what you need to get there. And the third step is, okay, we're going to introduce the CRM. We're going to introduce this training, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not a consultant. Those can be expensive for no reason, respectfully. And I don't just want to tell you what to do. We want to figure out what is the most important thing you can do that gets you the most results the fastest towards your goal. That's the first part. And then what's different is, see, some of the folks I partner with will help you with implementing that change. And I think that's where the difference is. Okay, we have this great strategy. Well, yeah, we're going to walk hand in hand through its implementation and towards your success. That's where I've had a lot of success with other clients. Is a one-time workshop isn't going to magically fix your organization. A 1 hour talk is going to be transformational. How do we sustain that change? And that's where I very rarely I put everything in packages now, because I don't want you to be better this month or even this quarter. How do we help the organization be better, uh, and be a force multiplier within an organization? And so there's a harmony that has happened. Like, we want to get a change as quickly as possible. We want that positive impact as quickly as possible, but we want it over time. So I don't want to say, hey, it's a year project and then take 11 months to get anything done. No, that's self sabotaging. However, I also don't want to just have this spike productivity, this spike in results, spike in revenue, uh, and then it falls off. It goes back to the baseline. Like, how do we raise the baseline? And that's where I've seen that it takes continued reinforcement. There's a concept, I'm sure someone else has thought of this, but I call it learning reinforcement or skill reinforcement. So you have a skill introduced, the idea introduced, and then over time, reinforce it, and that's where it becomes a habit. That's where it becomes second nature. That's where they get so good they can teach other team members. And one of the things I really struggle with is, if I do a great job, I become obsolete pretty quickly. I really And that's why I continue to evolve, because I really don't want you to be a client after a year, at least not in the same capacity. That's that's a level of Oh. That's where we have to have a level of responsibility to our clients that we're doing what's best for them in the short term and the long term, not what's best for us over their needs and priorities. So the lights just clicked. That lets me know I've been uh, talking. This wasn't the first video I did today. You might see this wall in the background in a couple. What I really just try and want to have those moments of clarity is to document them, document the process, document the journey, and kind of answer questions um, before you have a chance to ask them. That's really where I want to lead by example. So, my name is Bruce Hill. I make sales simple for startup founders and professional service businesses, help their teams to hear yes more often.